parents, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park community stakeholders. And we really believe that if it is to be, it must begin with us.
Yes.
And so, listen, I really have a lot that I think we want to talk about tonight. Of course, this would be take two.
Yeah.
You know, I was on your show last week.
That's correct.
And we were talking about the coalitions and about bridging gaps. And so I say I got to get back in touch with Obadele so we can get back on the same thing again,
Right.
and we can start talking about some things because folks don't know if we don't share with them that the Grand Boulevard and the West Garfield Park community stakeholders are actually partners.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed.
You're the South Side, I'm the West Side, but we do collaborate a lot. I mean, we on the South Side, you all on the West Side, so we're not distant from each other. It's not foreign for West Garfield Park to be out south, and it's not foreign for Grand Boulevard to be out west. But what we would like for you to do, those who are watching, is to understand that if we're gonna make a difference in this community, we have to come out of our comfort zone and be willing to open up and network.
Indeed.
And share resources.
Indeed.
I mean, if we network and share resources, then we can really make a serious impact.
I agree.
In saving our children and our community. I personally think we're in a minor war zone in the city of Chicago. I mean, I was going to use this topic or talk to you about this particular topic, but it's real serious. I think I'm almost traumatized, brother.
Yeah, well, I can tell you when you look at what's going on in our city, a great city, but we have a problem. And,
well, before you do that, let me introduce you.
Yeah.
Because I would be remiss if I didn't go ahead and introduce you, and then we go ahead and have some dialogue.
You're
right?
too kind. Go ahead.
But I have to because, of course, you're my brother. And for those who don't know, this is Bamani.
Bamani.
That's it. Obadele.
Yes.
But aren't you a minister?
In past tense.
In past tense.
Yes.
Well, don't you believe in the Almighty?
Oh, I believe.
Don't you believe in spiritual guidance?
I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ.
You believe
He's my Savior.
In the spirit of unity and love and hope and all that?
I do.
So with that being said, I'm going to use the term that minister and reverend and bishop and apostle and all that stuff refer to.
Yeah.
Servant.
Hey, man. You see, hey, listen. Hey, yeah, I can tell you this. You see, flesh and blood didn't give you that. It's the Spirit of God. Because I was going to say, none of that mean nothing. Just call me a servant.
It really don't.
I was going to say, I'm here to serve.
But
you see,
Well, when you know better, you talk better.
You know, there was a lady in the Baptist church that I used to go to. She says, it's just one Spirit.
You do know that, don't you?
It's one Spirit.
You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, indeed. One Spirit.
But I let folks have their moments, okay? It's all good with me. You know what I mean?
And we were all on one accord.
All right. Do what you feel.
Yeah.
But just be real to what you do.
Yes, sir.
So it's all good to me. But anyway, let's do this here. We want to use this show tonight to basically servants of like mind.
Yes.
Servant from the South Side, servant from the West Side. We're going to talk tonight about how can we bridge the South and West Side community gaps.
Yeah.
I believe there are some gaps, not created by me, not created by you, but they exist.
Right.
And so we have this phobia of folks thinking that if you're on the West Side, you're this way, and if you're on the South Side, you're this way, as opposed to saying we need to come together. Now, I'm going to say this for the night, for the show. For the sake of our children and our community, let's tear down the walls, all right?
Yeah.
Let's tear down the wall and let's educate tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about underage drinking, substance abuse. We're going to talk about the new drugs that are trending in our community.
Right.
You know, I'm going to share some stuff. I was just talking with O for a minute, and we was talking about Snapchats and grenades and UPS and Transformers and little yogis and... Now, you know the name of Molly.
Yeah, Molly's right.
Right, but they so past that.
And dirty sprites and, lean.
Listen, man, Legos and Ninja Turtles. And listen,
man.
You know what? These things cost upwards of $20 to $30 for one pill.
Yeah.
That's heavy talk.
Oh, and Narcos. Yeah, they got this other one, Narcos, which is similar. These pills that they're
But I'm talking about $30, man, for one pill.
Well, that's the markup because, I mean, whether they're number one, they're illegal prescription drugs.
Okay, well,
that's the first thing. But anyhow, go ahead.
Well, and that's what I want. I want to kick it with you, but I want to first find out who are you, all right? So here's the deal. So tell me, Obadele, tell me, who are you? And I know who you are as far as you being the chair of the president of the Grand Boulevard Coalition, right?
Right.
I know you have a history of all service to the community, to the state, and all that good stuff.
Right.
I know you have a heart for the people. Always had a heart for the people, right? Always have a heart for the community. I know this.
Right.
But the people don't know this. I mean, when the people see you or they hear you, oh, he on point. All right?
Yeah.
I told Commissioner Borkin last time he was up here, my young folks said, you're just too stoic. That's what they told him, right?
Yeah.
He said, me? Yeah, you.
Yeah.
But so folks, we want you to know that we care about you.
Yeah.
And you can say that to me one more day, down the road one day, say, listen, brother, you ain't got to be so tense, lighten up. All right? So here's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to ask you a simple question. Obadele, who are you?
Well,
what is your purpose for existing?
Well, let me just say this to you. I'm a father. I have 5 beautiful children. I have 1 daughter. In fact, that's on her way to college.
Congratulations.
As we
Congratulations, brother.
I'll be joining them on tomorrow. But she's going down to Georgia to Agnes Scott. I have another a freshman in college.
Yeah, right on.
And I have another daughter who's going into her junior year at Lincoln Park. I have a daughter who's a freshman in high school and a son that's in 8th grade. And then my youngest daughter is going into the 5th grade, I believe.
So you're a servant.
Yeah.
You're a father.
Yeah, servant, father, more so. And I want.
But what is your purpose? What is your purpose?
Here, I think reality is, I want to see our people empowered socially, economically, and spiritually, right? So I really do want to see a day, which I know that I won't. I hate to be the pessimist here, but I work to see a day, man, where you can see thriving, vibrant African Americans, that we are are at a level that is unquestionable as it relates to our economic condition, as it relates to our social conditions, as it relates to our educational condition. I mean, collectively. As you're talking about unity, I'm talking about the whole, not the part.
Okay. And that's why your name fits you.
Yeah.
That you are a servant, but you're also an activist, you're a layman, and you really believe in social change.
I do.
Environmental changes. And we're going to tap that a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
But I knew that was you, and it's really kind of hard for passionate folk to talk about oneself.
Right.
Without talking about that mission. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that. But the question, the phone lines are now open. We have Obadele here with us tonight, president of the Grand Boulevard Coalition. We're talking about how can we collectively, the West Side and the South Side, bridge the gaps on the South Side and the West Side in promoting a safe and drug-free community. I don't know if you've been listening, but it's dangerous out there. We have to be real vigor. I'm trying to find the right word. We got to be. What's that word?
We're vigilant.
Vigilant. That's the word I was trying to find. I'm sorry, I couldn't get it down. We have to be vigilant and looking out for our babies and protecting our babies in the community, because it's happening like this.
Right.
But let's go and get into this here.
Right.
So let's talk to you. Tell me, you just told me who you were and why you feel what you feel, and that you're a father, which I believe ain't no greater joy than to be a dad, and to be actively involved in your children's lives, which sometimes they don't understand, but they will when they get older. But you're watching Fathers Who Care. The lines are open, 312-738-1060. The number here is 312-738-1060.
And I wish we had more fathers that cared.
Well, if it is to be,
it's up to me, yeah. Okay.
You get it? I mean, what we can do is hopefully is just try to be a beacon of light for those behind us.
And let me just say this to you, because I don't think, and I'm just telling you this, and I'm on your show, I've always been inspired by you. I think, Walter, I met you some 15 years ago, maybe, 15, 17 years ago, and you were on this mission of Fathers Who Care, trying to promote fathers and get fathers back in, and it's not a popular thing, and that whole parental engagement, and we're still not at that level. That's my point. 70% of the households are still without men in them, positive men in the homes, and so I just want to commend you. But I want to commend you.
Listen. I appreciate that.
For staying on the road.
Listen, somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't fashionable, nor was it rewarding. And you wasn't getting no money.
Right, because
you wasn't getting no money.
Nobody gonna pay a nigga.
Nobody was paying a quarter
to get engaged with.
Not a Louis.
Nothing.
We created the Illinois Council on Responsible Fatherhood.
Yes, yeah.
We got actively involved in a national a Responsible Fatherhood Initiative.
Yeah.
We got Congressman Fathers, Family, and Public Policy Task Force. We created the first men's health initiative in the state of Illinois through the Department of Public Health, which has closed since then.
Yeah.
So there was a push.
Right.
Back in the day when we was really putting men out there and saying, listen, men, fathers matter.
Right.
Which we do. We got a caller. Caller, you on the air. We have Obadele with us, the president of the Grand Boulevard Coalition. What's your comment or question, please?
Yes. This is Tracy calling, and I just had a question. It's good to see both you two who have, both communities who have received federal support to organize and to develop effective strategies. What can you give to us as community members? What specifically will you all be working with collectively to really impact the strategies in both of your communities?
Okay, I like that. I like that.
That's a good call.
Go ahead.
You know, and
thank you for the call, Tracy.
Yeah, thank you. And you mentioned that we got funded from SAMHSA and in the DFC. Here's the deal. I think we were probably some of the only urban communities that I've been to some of those conferences.
8 of them.
It's eight.
Out of 726. Since you want to know. It's eight in the urban community.
And Chicago has what, 6?
3.
3.
Four.
Oh, I thought we had 6.
4.
So that's right, because there's one in Milwaukee, right? So, boy, now they're going
Grand
through
Boulevard, Chicago Heights, West Side, and Unity.
That's okay. And then I know there's one in Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
And I was just thinking about the stuff that they're going through up there. But here's the point. So I think that Tracy, to answer your question more specifically, we kind of share ideas, and try to implement some of the same strategies. I will say that I am extremely impressed with the Walters young people. Their youth council that they have going. I'm extremely impressed with the level of engagement by way of community-based organizations and stakeholders really being at the table, making decisions with them. And we certainly have some in the Grand Boulevard community, but we could grow and learn from some of those ideas and take them back and implement them. And so I think with the work that we've been doing already to kind of put the puzzles in the pieces to the puzzle and moving our strategy, I think we've come a long way. And so one of the things that I know that we're going to be doing is launching our campaign real soon, that we have most teams don't use. And so we're going to do that with on a poster with also some warnings around that we will put in stores about folks buying alcohol for minors. So that's something that we're going to launch this fall. Is our official campaign that most teams don't use. Yeah.
So that would be basically a social or environmental change.
Yeah.
So we're working in core measures. Of course, those 4 core measures areas that we're working on. We're working in, hopefully, that we can come together and attack these new drug trends that are trending in our community, right? And then, as you were saying, and I believe that's important, that we bring coalitions together. Because here's the deal. I think they vetted me quite well.
Thoroughly.
You know what I mean? I think I've got my work put out.
Yeah, thoroughly.
So I don't think that should go to naught.
Yeah.
I think, just the fact that if all of us still do the work together, you never know what you may need.
Right. Indeed.
So I may have been through some stuff that'd be beneficial to you.
Right.
And you could be through some stuff that's beneficial to me, because we all got strengths.
And I will also say this, just let me add, that and I'm sure with your relationship with your local government bodies, but I will say the work with Alderman Dow and even specifically John Cook, one of our members, have really worked over the years to close down establishments who are bad actors as a way, or capitulating or complicit in the distribution of illegal
that's
alcohol.
what we're talking about.
So we've got a really good nucleus of folks who are with us.
Let me share that what you just referenced. If you go to Chicago City Ordinance Liquor Code 06140, that's particularly called deleterious.
Yeah.
That's a deleterious impact site. So when you run up on some sites that are loitering or sites that are hot spots, layman terms, they are technically what you call in the city code a deleterious impact site. All right.
You see why I love this guy.
And once you use that site, then those parties that be have to move expeditiously to move accordingly. All right.
Yeah. And so we won't have a. You can walk down the street. You got to hear a joke at them loud.
Here you go. You make that call. You got a caller, Obadele. Yeah. Come on, caller. Thank you so much. Your comment or question?
I have a question. The gentleman's name, did you say Brother Bodele?
Obadele.
Yeah.
Obadele.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question. My question to you, my brother, is do you, being someone that has been empowered and given the opportunity to be able to reach out to people, do you ever come up with plans to make a difference in the community and to be able to bring other communities together, to unite so that our people can come together and so that we can conjoin with one another and change a lot of things? Do you ever reach out to other communities? That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. So
thank you so much for the call. But that is the topic. Yeah, that's the topic tonight.
But to the sister's point, I think what you talk about, I certainly have done some work with you over on the west side. I've worked with some groups over in Inglewood. I've worked with some groups over in South Shore, in the Woodlawn community. So I will say this to you, sister. I've been in several meetings. I've been a part of several community organizations, I will say personally for me, it's a bit frustrating in a sense. I can enjoy going over and sitting with Reverend Jones and meeting with him and meeting with his organization, the West Garfield Park community stakeholders, or whether it's working with Fathers Who Care, or whether it's involved with Sankofa that's over on the west side. I could enjoy working with people who are serious about doing the work. What I don't have time to do is to go sit up in meetings and meet to be meeting.
Well, the answer to your question is
yes. Of futility. So
he's answering your question.
Yes.
And so that's what and it's ironic you called in with that question, and thank you so much for it. But we've been talking about that, and we've been talking about bridging the gap between the south side and the west side. So, and that being said, we all have been afforded an opportunity to bring resources, limited as they might be.
We even bridged the gap downstate with Kuala Wala, with the Kuala Wala and their Second Chance program and their Vista program, which I've served as a Vista leader. Shout out to Marie Golf. Oh, you got
Come on, you got a call. Caller, thank you so much for calling. Your comment or question? Hello? Yeah, we can barely hear you. Can you speak up? Okay, so maybe something is wrong with the phone. Can you cut your phone up so we can hear you? Give us the next caller, please. Caller. Hello? Okay, let's get to it. We could barely hear that, so something must be wrong with that phone. Maybe they need to cut up their volume on the phone. But let's get back to it. They was talking about that collaboration.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for you.
Sure.
What can parents do? I mean, I don't think we should minimize their involvement. What can parents do to help in reducing underage drinking, substance abuse, and this plight of senseless violence on both the west and the south side? I think we both are suffering.
I would say that we need more parents to get involved, be engaged, and to be active and pay attention. I think one of the difficult things that I see, and I'm sure it may represent out in your calls if I've gotten them on the show, and just talking to people in general on the street, is that even some teens, is that today's parent wants to be their child's friend, and and not
ironic
parent.
You said that, brother.
Yeah, want to be a friend and not parent, and I'm almost inclined to say, man, we may need some parenting classes, because
we actually do,
or parental support groups. I mean,
absolutely.
If you're in church,
parent
cafes,
yeah.
Right? Because I just think we've gotten calls of parents say, well, I want my child to drink with me and smoke with me and all that kind of stuff. My point is, even if I express to my children and they don't like it. But I'd say, hey, I'm not your friend. I'm your dad. You know, and I'm
so the
and
question
I'm your
is,
friend.
they should be more involved.
Absolutely.
Say that again.
Involved and engaged and active.
Okay.
I don't think that we should just leave children to watch television and we need to be nosy. I mean, I'm not knocking on no doors in my house.
You said they should be friends.
Well,
they should not be friends with the children.
And go through the dresser drawers and go through the cell phone.
Yeah.
I think in this craze with social media and all this stuff, I mean, I'm just saying, we have to be very aware. And I know that's a tough job when you're trying to work
do it.
and be providers. But today's time, in this environment, calls for extra parental involvement in duties.
Listen, we're doing a hip hop event with Sankofa over on Chicago Avenue on Saturday. So if you need additional information, give Fathers Who Care a call at 773-287-5821. 773-287-5821. We're doing an event over at hip hop, veggie hip hop.
Veggie hip hop.
Yeah.
So y'all eating vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's a vegan.
It's vegan. Well, I won't tell you. I just got to eating some meat down here in Greektown. But anyway,
I eat meat too.
Okay.
But that's the event we're trying to educate some folks on, right?
Bread is good.
Now don't get me wrong. I eat meat, but I want to learn how to eat to live too.
No, you should.
And so I want to go out there and educate the young folks on better nutrition.
And listen, let me tell you. Can I tell you something?
Sure, tell me something.
There's nothing wrong with a vegetable diet. Some people subscribe, and many people. There are some folks who think that the reason why there's an epidemic in violence is because of the diets. They believe them.
Let's
hot
get your
Cheetos.
caller.
Okay.
The flaming hots.
Flaming hots.
Come on, caller. Your comment or question, please.
Red soda pop and orange.
Okay.
Anyway.
How can we bridge the gap between the South and West Side communities?
How can we bridge the gap between the South and West Side? How can we do it?
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you for your call. I think, caller, one way is where we're starting right now. Brothers and sisters who we know that are actively engaged in doing the work, we should join in with them.
Absolutely.
And I would be remiss, as I even told you, if we mentioned some, our late brother Boise over there with Youth Service Committee of the West Side.
Right.
I think just the work that you have, the strike at the Major Adams Community Center. I just think that the point of the matter is what Fathers Who Care is doing. Kenny Butler, right? Yeah. Fathers Who Care. West Garfield Park stakeholders, the work that you guys are doing, the stuff that we're doing in Grand Boulevard with the GBC, and what we will be doing with the Grand Boulevard Prevention Services. I think that we have to coalesce, think outside the box, man. There has to be a great coming together. Mm-hmm. Even with some other groups on the South Side, I probably should be meeting more with who are actually in community
and we will make that happen. To answer your question, we're doing that now, and we have been doing it, and we're going to continue to do it. We're just being a little bit more visible now that the studio is back up and running. All right. Yeah. But the studio been down, but we haven't been down. But I want to encourage those of you who are watching that there's going to be an event also at Access Medical Center on Saturday at Madison and Hamlin. Free book bags, free activities going on, health screenings and all that good stuff. Access Medical Center on Hamlin and Madison. They're part of the coalition. Also, we're going to be doing an event at West Suburban Hospital, part of our health sector. And we're going to be what to expect from your visit to the emergency room. All right? And we're going to talk about waiting times. We're going to talk about alternatives. We're going to talk about what is trauma, what is a trauma facility, how long should you wait, and what type of support or intervention should you receive while at the hospital.
Well, I can't say I've been there long.
Well,
ever.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah, indeed.
But anyway, listen, you've been watching Fathers Who Care. Of course, the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholder. We have Obadele with us, who's with the Grand Boulevard. He's the president of the Grand Boulevard Coalition. Yeah. We're talking about bridging the gaps to create and to promote a safe and drug-free community. And we're talking about dealing with the new thing. Hey, tell us as we close out, because we got about a minute. Tell us what new drugs are trending in your community.
Listen, this
we got Snap checking ours.
Dirty Sprite and you've had that lean, but I just hear
lean. Okay, we got grenades in ours.
Grenades, well.
UPS. What you got?
Hey man,
come on.
I laugh. You laugh for keeping crying.
Transformers.
This is real serious, man. Hey man.
Glow.
Glow.
It's like a weed, right?
Yeah.
You call it Kush or something.
Kush.
Yeah. Glow, and they got little yogis, they got Star Wars. Those all are synthetic drugs, like little mollies, right?
Yeah.
These things cost $30 a watt.
Wow. Wow. And here's the problem.
And they doing butt chugging to them. I tried to tell you that earlier. You don't want to believe me.
Yeah, I don't.
Drinking alcohol out their butt. Listen,
yeah.
you're watching Fathers Who Care, the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders, and the Southside Grand Boulevard Coalition. We're making it happen. We want to thank you all for calling in. Listen, God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you next week, same time, same station. Obadele, thank you so much. Give us your phone number in closing.
312-420-5582.
One more time.
420-5582.
Listen, we apologize for not being able to get to all of the callers and those who couldn't get to. But thank you. We'll talk to you next week. God bless you. Good night. And keep the faith. And we'll see you soon on the other side.